Hello, this is Danny from Danny Design Studio, and this is Class in a Box. It's January and February combined, and this is all about slider slimline cards. This is 2025, and this is the second video of 3 for this class. So I did in the last video show you all the cards, and this one was the pop-up slider slimline card. So I'll just show you how it works. You've got your slimline card, and you pull this little tab here, and it basically pops up like that, and you just put a little sentiment in there and folds flat in a slimline card, and I'm going to show you how to make it. So you've got this little bit here, that's what we've got to cut out. So for my slimline cards, I always use a card base of 20 by 20 centimeters. So I've already cut this to size, and then basically what I'm going to do is score it along the 10 centimeters. So that is scored. I'm going to fold it in half. Basically, then I have got a piece of DSP from the lovely colour collection that we in the new catalogue, the Floral Delight Designer Series paper, and that I've chosen this to go on the top, and this is the same size, slightly less, so that it doesn't overhang. And I am going to glue that on. I'm just going to glue it on the outside, not in the middle, because we need the middle to be not glued so we can put a flap in for the mechanism. So let's just glue that on. Where's my glue? There we go. So I'm going to glue that on just on the edges, and then when we've done the mechanism and things, we can glue the middle bit properly. So just making sure that I've chosen a DSP with a direction, you just put it the right way. So that's going to go on the top front flap. Just going to wiggle it on properly, and that's good. Okay, so then I'm going to get this piece. In fact, I think I will actually get a ruler and do it that way first. So 3 centimeters in on this side, I'm just going to draw on there. Let me do the top and bottom. 3 centimeters in, and then 1.5 and 1.5 from this side. Okay, so if you can find it amongst all the there we go, just about. So that was my original 3 centimeter line. I'm going to put my card on the grid paper so that it follows that line, because I know it's straight then. And then I'm going to put my ruler on top of that, following the 3 centimeter pencil mark I did. That's the 1.5 centimeters there, making sure my ruler is straight, following there. Then I know that everything is straight, so to that mark. And then same on the other side, that's 3 centimeters in. I'm just going to do a dot, another dot this side, and then obviously again I can see the 2 dots 1.5. That's nearly at the 1.5 as well. It's not bad. 1.5 this side. So that slightly not straight. Wonder why that is. Let's have a look. 3 centimeters, 3 centimeters. That's down there. 1.5 centimeters. 1.5 centimeters there. So I'm going to do that again on the grid paper. Put my card on that dotted line. Can you see that? Am I in camera? Yes. So then going to hold my ruler so that it's straight along here, and then I'm not going to cut that line. My pencil's not very sharp, so making sure that line is straight as well. So not this line, I'm not going to cut that line. So that is what I have got. Doesn't look straight though. Hold on, sorry. Let's just do this. That to there doesn't look straight. I'm on the grid paper. I'm going to hold that there, and I'm going to make sure that that ruler is on the dotted line. That's better. Rub the wrong part out. So just to make sure these are straight, that looks much better, and that looks better as well. So I could check it with my grid paper, and that is straight. So then 4 centimeters from here, I'm going to make a mark, and down here make a mark, and then that I'm going to score along there. Okay, so these are my marks. I'm going to cut along here, and here, score there, score there. Okay, so let's get it in to my trimmer, making sure that that is flush at the top. Let's bring it down a bit so you can see. So making sure that that is flush at the top. This is in my track, the pencil mark is in my track, and I'm going to cut. We've got these little indentations top and bottom and both sides. That corresponds, there's a little triangle in the middle, and that is the middle point. So I'm going to peer over the top. I'm going to make sure that that line is the same as that line, and then I'm going to go down to that line. So making sure that that line, as it comes down, it's just in shot, is equal to that line. So I'm going to cut down, and I'm slowing down at this point, and then making sure that that line comes down to that line. Now, yeah, I mean, it may be that you're a little out. I'd rather be a little out, and then rather than go too far. So you can easily cut that with your scissors. So make sure that's in the track. I'm going to come down, making sure that line is aligned up, down, making sure that line is lined up. It's not quite, but that's fine because I'm going to do the rest with my scissors. And that, making sure that is there. Right, so that's lined up, that line, bring it down, right down to this line here. And that is the cutting done. So just going to cut the rest manually, so you can just see really tiny. That's it. And that to this bit. Sometimes it's easier to see on the other side without the pattern, isn't it? There we go. So then you want to do your score marks. So bring that flush at the top, making sure, let's bring it up a little bit, making sure that that is in your track, and it isn't. There we go. So then I'm only using the scorer. So same again, that corresponds to this line. Score down there, bring it along and do the same thing, making sure it's flush at the top and score. Right, that's the hard part done. Let's rub all this out. So you've got two score lines. I can see that pencil line along here. So then you're going to fold that along that scored line there, making sure that that is straight. Bone folder, and then this one, you know that this is not connected yet. So there we go. You're going to look something like that. So this is when you need the mechanism. The mechanism is this long piece with a bit scored, so 20 by 3 centimeters. And then what I'm going to do is with this little 3 centimeters bit, I'm going to tuck that underneath here. So that is going to come out like that. But that's why we don't need that flap glued on. So that is going to be glued onto the middle piece here, like that, and up the top. So sort of central. You can glue that on now. Right, make sure it's in between the DSP and the card, and then bring it right to the edge, and then that's going to flap over like that. Then we need this all stuck down now. Oops. So bring that right. It's best to sort of make sure it's going in this direction when you glue it, rather than that direction, otherwise you might get a bit of lumpy bits and air pockets. So there we go. So that is your mechanism, but we need to just make sure that that is really creased well. You can take that out, take this out, and make sure this bit is really creased nicely. Okay, so bring that down again. So then you're ready to decorate. So we need a piece of white that is going to go in there, and that is slightly less than the card base. So then we know that that is going to be flush like that right at the top. So what I'm going to do is just basically, I want my little greeting to be in this area. So I'm going to bring that right up, and then I'm just going to pencil. Is that in shot? Just about, just roughly. That's where I want my greeting. If you look at this one, I've just done the greeting there to this side. So I'm just going to do the same thing again. So treat yourself, quite like that one, and I really like the effect of the Daffodil Delight. I think I'll not do Daffodil Delight, I'll do Lemon Lolly because it's slightly lighter. So just there we go. Let's do a little bit circular motion and build up the colour. I'm happy with that. Leave it like that, and then I want it, the greeting, to be in Old Olive. So treat yourself, which isn't on properly. There we go. So I'm going to push it to that side and at an angle, make it a bit more fun. So there we go. Rub out the pencil mark. Then ready to stick on, but I'm just going to make sure that I have got these two bits attached. So these two little bits here, just on the edge of this, and making sure also that it's not sticking too far out, because don't forget, you've got to get it in your envelope. So I'm going to put it so just a little bit sticking out like that, central as much as you can. There. Like that. So you've only got a little bit there. So I've done that bit. I'm going to stick that to the back of here, and again I've got the You can get the foam adhesive strips, sheets, or the strips. The strips haven't arrived for me yet, so I'm just going to cut this up. Lost my big scissors. It's easier to do it with the big scissors. So I'm going to do it lengthwise, cut it. And then maybe, yeah, it'll be, I only want about 8 centimetres on that side. So that is going to be stuck there. Then these two along here, and this one, try not to stick it too far up the top. It's got to be around here, really. So I'm just going to start with this one. And this one. And last one. So not to that score line, more this way. And then that's going to go like that on the top, central. So take that off. That off, making sure you put that the right way round. I'm going to have to stand up now, I think. So popping the card centrally on. I've only got one chance at that, that's the trouble. So there we go. So that is your mechanism done. Right, so now we need to I've already done my little decoration on the top, and that comes in your card, your class in a box. All these things you'll just make up. So I'm just going to pop that on the top to decorate the front. And that will go centrally on there. And that is it. That is your pop-up slimline sticker card. There. All good fun. Hope you enjoyed that.